want to invite you all to New York City for the National Psychodrama Conference. It's going to be a really fun time at Fordham University, March 29th through April 2nd. There's still time for the early bird special. Recently, I had an opportunity to speak with a drama therapist, Courtney Meadows. She's also a social worker and she's a psychodrama trainee. She talks about her love of theater and her love of psychodrama. Take a few minutes to enjoy. Thank you all and see you in New York.
I started doing theater whenever I was 9. It's the only thing on my resume I can say I've been doing for 20 years. And um, I just fell in love with being able to step into another world and co-create with other people to tell a story and to do that with a live audience. There's something very different about being present for performing arts versus watching it on your television. And there's actually been some really cool research in the UK about how an audience, no matter what genre of performance they're watching, their heartbeats will sync.
Mm.
And it's like everyone who's there, whether you're on the stage, you're backstage, you're in the wings, you're on the catwalk, wherever you are, you're becoming part of one living organism. Um, I always wondered, I always felt like theater was very therapeutic for me. I didn't have very many friends who were my peers in school. I grew up around a lot of adults.
Okay.
So um, I felt like for me, it was a way of being accepted and getting to express myself in a way that I wasn't getting to. And I was wondering, as I finished school and college, how is there such a thing as therapeutic theater? And I was reading The Body Keeps the Score, but as
Love
you
that.
do.
Absolutely.
And he mentioned somewhere in there about theater, um, about, I don't remember if it was psychodrama specifically, but then I started a Google search to try and see if there was anything in my area that merged those two worlds. And I happened
Mhm.
to see that there was this traveling production called the Women's Bible Project, which was an
Mm.
ethnographic piece where the playwright was from Tulsa. And she got some basically focus groups from her classes together to talk about these stories of women in the Bible that are either not talked about in the church or
Mhm.
they're really skewed, like Eve, like Bathsheba, Tamar, some really difficult and heavy stories. But what would that look like in what does today's Eve look like? Who is she?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I went and saw this production and I reached out to the playwright. Um, and her name is Tara Brooke Watkins. She's somewhere on the East Coast at a Nazarene University. But we went and got coffee together. And she asked me if I'd ever heard of drama therapy. And I said, it's what I've been looking for. What is it? Tell me more.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And
That.
then she connected me with the drama therapy world. And through that, I had to have a certain number of psychodrama hours. And psychodrama was the very last credit I needed to be able to submit my essays and like all of my documentation of hours and all of these things. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go to an intensive, knock this out, call it done. And that's not what happened.
Okay.
Um,
What
I,
happened?
well, I fell in love with it in the same way that I fell in love with theater. It, um, I got to be the protagonist in a drama where I was reconnecting with my body in a way that I hadn't done before. I have this specific chronic pain issue, and
Mm,
I tried all kinds of things to help it. And whenever I got to have this drama for the first time in my life, for 2 weeks, I didn't have this pain anymore.
mm.
And it was like the clouds had parted, and
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, this is confirmation that I'm where I'm supposed to be.